What's up, Shredders? Mikey Bell here with Outdoor Adventure Training, and today's follow along workout is called No Chairlift Lunges. This routine is designed for those who prefer to earn their turns, putting in work on the uphill in the skin track to get that amazing reward of skiing that untracked powder on the descent. This workout is built to enhance performance for backcountry skiers, which is a very unique sport, demanding that consistent muscular endurance and aerobic capacity to move uphill with efficiency and still have juice and more strength endurance to have a smooth and enjoyable ride on the downhill. This diverse workout aims to achieve just that and is pulled from our Alpine touring training program. This is a full periodized program designed for backcountry skiers and splitboarders to really take their backcountry performance to the next level. We have a 7-day free trial. Pre-registration for all of our Alpine touring programs is open until September 23rd. You can get 10% off of your membership. Check out our website at outdooradventuretraining.com. Link is in the description below. This routine truly does have a little bit of everything, starting off with some mobility to get our muscles and joints warmed up, some isometric holds, some plyometrics, and then some diverse strength endurance movements that are gonna make us move in all different planes of motion, and finally cooling down with a nice static stretch routine at the end. As far as equipment goes, you're not gonna need much for this routine. A foam roller for sure to start off, and some sort of a box or platform step stool to work some step up exercises. No backcountry ski workout would be complete without at least one step up variation in there. If you do happen to have some extra resistance in the form of dumbbells or kettlebells or a Bosu ball, we will show you ways to integrate that into this workout, but it is not necessary. We'll open the Outdoor Adventure Training app and click on the No Chairlift Lunges workout. We're not using the chairlift, but we are gonna be using our legs. We're gonna strengthen them with some lunges, but we're gonna start off foam rolling the quadriceps, which is arguably one of the most important muscle groups when it comes to backcountry skiing. And we're just gonna start at one leg at a time. So I'm rolling on the top of my thigh from my hip all the way down towards the knee. Notice I'm keeping this knee bent, and that helps keep the quads in a more extended position to maximize our time here. Foam rolling, just nice and easy. We're focusing on breathing, getting some blood flow, breaking up some knots and adhesions maybe. If you've never foam rolled your quads, this could be very intense for the first time. Just do your best to ease into it. Always focusing on breathing. We have entire mobility routines on our channel for skiers and non-skiers. Highly recommend checking those out. They're also embedded in all of our training programs. We're going to be switching sides here.
Foam rolling.
So as you can see, I'm rolling the top of my quad and this other leg is just out to the side. If you have a longer roller, you could absolutely roll both quads at once. I really like to focus one at a time. And we're looking for those points of tenderness and maybe focusing a little bit more attention there. But really, this is just part of the warm-up. We're trying to stimulate some blood flow, get those muscles warmed up. Our quads are gonna be getting some love today, along with the glutes and the hamstrings, core, really a lower body focused workout, which if you're a backcountry skier, that's where you gotta be spending your time. Just a few more passes on this quad here, and we'll be transitioning into more dynamic stretches on our feet.
You're done in 3, 2, 1.
Nice work. We'll come out of that short transition. I'm gonna get the roller out of the way. We're doing a walking lunge and twist variation, and it's really important that we're doing this, getting that lunge motion down. We have 2 different variations of lunges in today's workout. Sinking into this 90 and 90 degree angle with both my legs, and then just a subtle twist through the torso, straight out with the other leg, sinking down, get a little twist. Our goal with these lunges, I'm just moving this Bosu out of the way, is to get our hip flexors a little bit opened up. So when I'm striding forward with the left leg, my right hip flexor all the way up into my core should be getting a nice little stretch. And then that twist is just to deepen that stretch and also get our core and torso warmed up for the movements today. If you're new to walking lunges, I encourage you to pause this video and refine this technique. Really important, we're keeping that front heel grounded. My weight is centered over my hips and I'm pushing off that front leg.
Walking quad.
Walking quad stretch. This is another one to get those quads warmed up. You can kind of sense the theme here. Opposite arm, opposite leg. Just a subtle tug of the top of the foot there. Just a real quick stretch in the quads. I'm really emphasizing good posture during all of this, meaning I'm not bending over to grab my quad. I'm trying to bring that heel up towards my glute and just a subtle stretch on that quad. Just nice and easy, getting warmed up. We're not holding these stretches for very long.
Side shuffles.
Getting a little more active with it now. Side shuffles, I'm staying low. Shuffling side to side, we're moving in that frontal plane. Just getting the heart rate up here, getting the legs warmed up. A little core activation, I'm not rocking. Side to side, we're getting the glutes going, the quads going. Everything's working in the side shuffle, but I'm really trying to stay low. Light on the feet, changing direction quickly. Nice work. One more dynamic stretch. The walking hamstring stretch. I'm simply dropping a heel out in front and a little bit of hinge at the hips. Getting those hamstrings warmed up. We are going to be doing a single leg Romanian deadlift variation in today's routine. So if you've never done a single leg RDL, check out our video on that. Really effective exercise, in particular for backcountry skiers. Can kind of replicate ripping skins on one ski, which if you don't do that, that's okay. Nice work. You should be feeling a little bit warmed up. Legs maybe a little bit more ready to go than they were 5 minutes ago. And we're getting into some isometric loading, followed by some plyometrics. We'll be going through this next circuit 2 times. So all we're doing, isometric tracers. I'm going to be balancing on one leg. Isometric loading, I've done this a lot on this channel. I'm staying bent in the ankle, knee, and hip. And then this other leg, I'm going to get dynamic with it. And quite simply, as the name implies, I'm trying to trace a big circle and come all the way out behind me, come back out in front, all the while keeping this leg loaded. And I'm really emphasizing keeping this knee externally rotated, which will be a theme today and throughout all of our training programs and really just about every workout. Nice and slow. I'm really keeping that knee externally rotated to keep that glute engagement. Of course, your quads are always working in exercises like this, but they are a synergistic muscle, meaning they're not the prime mover for things like step ups and lunges. Should be the glutes and hamstrings. That's where all of our power comes from. Okay, switching legs here. Slight bend in the ankle and knee. Tracing big circles. Be careful when you bring that leg out that you don't compensate by leaning and letting that knee go inward. We're trying to really prevent that. So go slow, stay stacked over your midline. Do your best. Try to stay low. Good tool for skiing downhill, building that isometric load, like a long powder lap in the backcountry.
Multi-planar hops.
Okay, we're doing multi-planar hops. So this is a workout that populates week 3 and 4 of the program. So we've already introduced some other basic plyometrics. For multi-planar hops, I'm going side to side, front to back, working in all planes of motion. Nice and easy. You don't need to go crazy with this. Really just trying to get you to react to your external environment, staying light on your feet. If you're struggling, you can totally break it down and go a little slower. I'd rather see accuracy and precision over sloppy technique. Light on the feet. Good to mix up the order too. A couple more. Whew. Nice work. Short little rest. We love getting those plyometrics in there early. Get your heart rate up so you can keep burning all workout. Quick drink of water. If you didn't do great at that, that's okay. We're doing it again.
Single leg isometric tracers.
So nice and easy. We're doing the load and tracing again. I'll start with the left leg this time,
Single
like the
leg
app
isometric
suggests.
tracers.
Staying low, bent in the ankle, knee and hip. I'll even show you from the side view how I'm staying loaded. And really this other leg is just auxiliary motion. Doing this to challenge your balance and proprioception. Building stability through the feet and ankles.
10 seconds left. Hang in there.
Staying low, finish it off.
You're done in 3, 2, 1.
Nice. Shake it out.
15 seconds.
Then we're switching legs.
Single leg isometric tracers.
Going to the right side here. So again, really emphasizing loading this leg. So I'm concentrically, or rather isometrically,
Isometric
squeezing my glutes, hamstrings, quads, keeping that knee externally rotated, keeping my core super engaged and dialed. Do your best. If moving this other leg around is throwing you off, you can certainly just hold the load. Something to work towards.
You're done in 3, 2, 1.
Nice work. Short little rest. Let's spice things up
Multiplanar
for the
hops.
multiplanar hops. If you have a Bozu ball, now is your chance. If you don't have it, stick to the floor. No worries. Bozu ball is an amazing tool. So we're gonna go side to side,
Multiplanar hops.
front to back, hitting the Bozu ball in the middle. So up, over, up, center, back. Try to find a rhythm and some softness. We're changing direction. I'm really trying to absorb that landing. I don't want to hear you hitting your feet hard. That's not what it's about. We want to absorb that landing. Even if you're not a jumper in the backcountry, it's important to build this system. Even in your turns, have some fluidity.
You're done in 3, 2, 1. Rest for 30 seconds.
Nice work. Catch your breath. We're doing Bulgarian split squats next. Really fun exercise. Yes, it's a squat. It's also a lunge. This one's gonna burn the legs. I promise you that.
Bulgarian split squat.
So box, bench, chair, whatever you have for you. You're just gonna put your laces of your shoe on top of the
Bulgarian
box.
split squat.
I'm in a really nice neutral position here, and I'm just working on dropping this back knee down towards the ground. Okay, I'm not actually putting it on the ground, but you might need to adjust. Knee is staying externally rotated, pushing up to center. And we're just working reps here. Chest is up. Notice as I'm going down, my shoulders are over my hips and I'm staying square. My knee is not crossing over my big toe. That's not our goal with this exercise. I'm not against knees over toes, but for the purpose of this exercise, that's not our objective. We're trying to get the glutes and hamstrings firing.
10 seconds left. Hang in there.
Few more. Get down deep. You might start to feel this in your back quad as well.
Rest. 20 seconds.
Short little rest, and we'll be switching legs. I'm gonna switch views for you too, because I really want to
Bulgarian
hammer
split
this
squat.
point home. We are not letting our knee go valgus. That's a recipe for ACL injury. We want strong knees, strong hips,
Bulgarian
strong
split
glutes. So
squat.
pay attention to what my knee is doing as I go down. That deceleration, I'm not gonna let this knee cave in at any point in this exercise. I'm very consciously keeping it over my second and third toe, and it's tracking straight. Of course, there's some balance involved. I'm really trying to get that glute activation on the front, loaded leg. If you do these right, you will feel it in the glutes. If you don't feel it yet, that's okay. You get a few more shots in the next couple exercises. Notice I'm finishing the rep, meaning my knee is getting fully extended.
10 seconds left.
Every single rep. Sinking down, driving through the heel.
Done in 3, 2, 1.
Nice work. Okay, I'm gonna move my box out of the way for just a second. Next up, single leg RDL
Single leg RDL
to
to reverse
a
lunge.
reverse lunge. So this is a compound movement. Okay, I'm gonna start on the left leg. I'll go this way so you can really see what's going on.
Single leg
First,
RDL to
we're starting with
reverse
a
lunge.
hip hinge, right? So I'm hinging at the hip, my back is flat. If you've never done these before, again, we have a whole tutorial video on that. Finishing the repetition, and then I'm striding back with this right leg into more of what we were just doing to fire these glutes and hamstrings up, hip hinge, up, reverse lunge. This might feel a little awkward at first, but it'll get better. So 2 different motions. We have a lunge and a hip hinge. And I want you to complete each rep by bringing this knee up, sinking back, up, fully extended. Notice I'm not breaking with my spine or my hips. I'm staying super loaded through the spine to get that glute hammy activation. Finish with the lunge. Nice work. Shake it out. If you start to feel like I did there, my lower legs kind of firing a little bit, that's great. We're working on stability and balance. Here we go.
Single leg RDL to
Up.
reverse lunge.
Like starting here, hip hinge. Ooh, right hamstring's a little bit tighter for me. Up to center, reaching back, sinking down, driving off that front heel. Hinging at the hip. Great compound movement to really isolate posterior chain activation. Hinging at the hip, so a little bit of flexibility or a lot of flexibility and mobility involved. Up to center, hinging back, up. Notice when I lunge back, my upper body comes with that back leg. A lot of people have the tendency to lunge like this. That's not what we're after. Chest stays up, and I reach back with my whole body. Nice work. Shake them out. That should hopefully get the legs going. The next round, we might add a little bit of resistance. Okay, next up.
Multi-planar step up.
Multi-planar step up. So what that means, I am starting with my right leg facing the box. I'm facing perpendicular to the
Multi-planar step
box.
up.
I'm stepping up, rotating this leg, and I'm gonna step up from this position. If you've ever gone backcountry skiing, what does this replicate? Maybe a kick turn, switchback in the skin track. There's intention behind this. So what we're working on is external rotation of the hip and then maintaining this externally rotated position as I step up. Most likely, the tendency will be to plant the foot and then have the knee collapse to get up there. Again, that valgus motion, that's not what we're going for. Glute activation. Hopefully you understand what I'm saying. Balance, and then I'm reversing it on the way down, and I really want you to bring that foot down every time to work on that hip range of motion.
Hang in there.
Equal parts mobility and stability with this one. One more clean rep, open it up, knee staying externally rotated. Nice work. Short little rest. I like this view for you so you can really see bringing that hip around, and my feet are at a 90-degree angle, okay? So don't cheat with this back foot and let it pivot. That kind of defeats the purpose of the whole multi-planar deal. Here we go. Hip up, external rotation. Now my chest is mostly facing this way. Driving up, coming down slow. If you're really struggling with this, you might want to decrease the height of your box or increase the height at which you're starting from. We're really focusing on quality over quantity here. Down slow. It's important to emphasize that eccentric phase, resisting it on the way down. Notice I'm not just flopping to the ground. You might even start to feel this in your hip flexor a little bit. That's great. Need strong hip flexors as a backcountry skier. Got all that extra weight on your feet, between your skis, skins, bindings, it all adds up. Okay, Bulgarian split squats are next. I'm gonna add a little bit of resistance here. Just gonna grab a light dumbbell. Okay, that's not light. 30's feeling a little heavy today. Been going nuts filming these ski workouts to get you all ready for this season. It's raining today in Ashland, Oregon. Very welcome sight. Cool, wet weather.
Split squat.
Snow is coming soon, team. Okay, I'm gonna go left leg first this time. So right leg is going back on the box. Sometimes that first rep, I do like to come to the ground, make sure I'm set up, my feet are hip width distance apart, and then driving through that front leg, sinking it back down. Definitely feel that added resistance right away. Notice how I'm really trying to get those hips forward at the end of the rep, but then they're coming right back into my rep. Keeping that knee externally rotated. Really, your knee does not do external rotation. It's your hip and your foot, supinating the foot. You don't need to know that. Just keep that knee out. Nice work, let's get a few more here.
10 seconds left. Hang in there.
Woo, balance. One more.
Rest.
Nice work.
30 seconds.
I'm gonna go head on for you this time with the right leg so you all can critique what my right knee is doing.
Right side.
I like holding the weight on the side that's forward. Feels really good. Weight is extra credit. You don't need it.
1.
But if you are using it,
Bulgarian
good
split
on you.
squat.
Again, I sometimes like to get on the ground to get set up and then drive out of that position. And then I know I'm exactly where I want to be. I know my foot is squeaking on the box. Hopefully you're not picking up on too much of that. Pay attention to the knee. What's it doing? Nice thing about this exercise is you can really watch it the whole time. Working out in a zero drop shoe, a flat shoe, goes a long way for this one. Chest up, shoulders back. Stay balanced through the whole foot.
10 seconds left. Hang in there.
One more.
In 3, 2, 1.
Nice work. We'll get that box out of the way for now. As we migrate back into the RDL to reverse lunge.
Left side.
If you're really struggling with this one in the last round, you could do just the single leg RDL or just the lunge. I'd probably prioritize the RDL. Chest up, this back hip is engaged, getting that glute hanging. Up, reaching back, lunge, up, hinge, up, and lunge. You got it. 60 seconds here. Balance. Pay attention to that knee still on that reverse lunge.
10 seconds left. Hang in there.
Couple more.
You're done in 3, 2, 1.
Nice work.
For 10 seconds.
Set that weight down. Woo! Heart rate is going up a little bit. This is not designed to be a soul crushing workout.
Reverse lunge.
This is still in the early weeks of your training program. We will increase the difficulty as the weeks go on.
You're half done.
A few more, team.
10 seconds left. Hang in there.
Quality reps here. Let it hinge. Feel that pull in the hamstring.
3, 2, 1. Rest.
Nice work.
50 seconds.
Okay, last working set here before we get to some stretching.
Multiplanar
Multiplanar step up. I'm gonna start with the lefty. I'm gonna use this weight again. It's feeling good today.
Start in 3,
Here we go.
1.
Up, rotating this hip
Multiplanar
out.
step up.
Chest is up still, knees externally rotated. And back down. Definitely feeling the tendency for that knee to want to collapse now that I've added that little bit of extra weight. It doesn't take much. However, I encourage you to do this with some weights or even your touring pack, because that's not gonna be light. Well, it might be light, but it ain't nothing. Even 15 pounds can make a big difference. Chest up.
10 seconds left. Hang in there. You're done. in
One more
3,
clean rep.
2, 1. Rest.
Nice work.
Seconds.
Switching legs here. This is an abbreviated version of this workout. It's only 33 minutes long. In the app, it's closer to 40. We shortened this a little bit for the sake of usability on YouTube. Chest up, hip up,
Multiplanar
external
step up.
rotation.
Right step. For 60 seconds.
Woo! Drive all the way up. Down slow. Notice I'm opening that hip, planting, and then driving. If you try to go too quick with this one, you might blow it. And by blow it, I mean that knee might collapse. Few more. Let's get 2 more clean reps.
Hang in there.
Chest up, balance.
You're done in 3, 2. Rest.
Nice work. You can set your weight down. You can get your box out of the way. Grab a mat if you have it. Mine's right over here. And we'll get into some stretching. We're starting off in happy baby pose. So all you're gonna do is lay on your back, and I might even kick my shoes off for this one here. This one should feel pretty good. We're gonna get really deep into the hamstrings
Happy
and
baby.
hips with this one. I'm gonna get started early. Sometimes a minute here is just not enough. So you're gonna bring your knees in towards your chest.
Happy baby.
And you can just grab on here at the top of your shins. If that feels good and you wanna deepen it, you're gonna grab the soles of your feet on the outside like this. And I'm trying to keep my lower back grounded on the floor, and I'm pulling down subtly to get a deep stretch through the inner thighs and hamstrings. Just focusing on breathing and relaxing now. If you want to deepen this stretch, you can try extending one leg, switching to the other side. If you can't do that, no worries. I barely can some days. This should feel good after those single leg RDLs and lunges.
You're done in 3, 2, 1.
Nice work. We'll come out of that and we're switching to a lunge quad stretch. As a backcountry skier, this is one of my favorite stretches
Low lunge quad
to work on
stretch.
those quads and hips. I'm gonna bring my right leg forward, left hand is planted on the ground. I'm reaching back with my right hand and doing my best to grab this back foot. And I'm letting my hips push forward. I'm driving them forward into the ground to get that really deep stretch. Through the hips and quads. This should feel very nice. It might also be really intense. You might need a band or a belt or something if you can't grab a hold of that foot. That's also maybe indicative that you need more mobility training in your life. Relax into it and breathe. Deep hip stretch.
10 seconds left. Hang in there.
We're gonna ease out of this slowly at the end here as we transition to the other leg.
You're done in 3, 2, 1. Rest.
So slowly, I like to push my weight back. And we're just gonna put this knee here, bring this foot forward.
3, 2,
Hand is staying planted, reaching
Low
up
lunge
and
quad
over,
stretch.
grabbing a hold of the top of that foot.
60 seconds.
Now these short 5-7 minutes of stretching at the end of workouts is amazing, great way to cool down. However, you're probably not gonna make spectacular gains in your flexibility and mobility. We do have longer mobility programming in all of our training programs. That's really where the magic happens.
You're half done.
A few more breaths here.
10 seconds left. Hang in there. You're done in 3, 2, 1.
Come out of that slowly. We got one final stretch here. This is our last one of the day. Caterpillar. This is just a classic straight-legged forward fold.
Caterpillar.
Legs are out in front of me, toes are up, and I'm just very passively hinging forward. Sometimes I like to put my fingertips under my calves just so I stay a little bit more forward. Let the head hang and relax.
You're half done.
Few more breaths
10
here.
seconds left. Hang in there. You're done in
And we'll
3,
come out of this one really slowly, pushing through the hands. And I misspoke, we do have one more stretch, so hang in there. This one should feel nice. Classic child's pose. So we're just bringing our feet
Child's
together,
pose.
widening your knees out as much as is comfortable. And then we're just putting those hands out. I personally like to turn my head to one side Just breathe and relax.
You're half done.
Few more breaths here.
You can do this. You're done in 3, 2, 1.
We'll slowly come out of it. Walking back up with the hands. Great job. Thank you so much for joining me in today's no chairlift lunges workout. Hopefully you feel confident to get to the top of your next mountain without a chairlift. And if you don't, we got you covered. Check out our Alpine touring training programs on our website. Link again is in the description below. And we'll see you here next time at Outdoor Adventure Training.